Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add Google Map on your Vue project. So in this orange area, we will add a Google Map with some markers from a JSON file. So follow the tutorial to see how you do that step by step. So this is where we left our tutorial last time, and this is how the code looks like. Inside app.vue we had navigation and masthead as hard-coded, but I moved both of them to separate components so that we have app.vue neater and clean, Um, yeah, so this is what I have done. So what we said was that in this orange area, which is actually about that view, so we don't really need too much information inside about that view. So um, because we have at your services, and then at the bottom of it we will add some form or something. So this area is the best place to add the map. And also at the end we will make it in a way that when you click book now, then it moves to the map, and then from the map you choose a clinic, and then from clinic you, when you click to that, then the schedule of that clinic or the times available should be viewed. So that's our initial idea. So here I have added the comment map. So this is actually where the map code goes. So a little bit about Google Map. So you all have used Google Map, and we always do that. So it's really easy to implement it also inside your application. And basically, when you use the library, you can use all of these functions that it has. You can zoom in, zoom out, add markers, add like special icons, and add descriptions to your markers, basically everything. So there is Mapbox as well that you can use with Vue.js. So if you find some, I mean, it's easy to use Google Map, and it's of course it's not for free. So 1,000 requests are free. Right now I use actually the free trial part. So it's just for credential you need a code, so you need to add your credit card and everything to be able to use this, but they will not charge you unless you just exceed the limit, and they will warn you that yeah, you need to pay, otherwise you're not able to load the Google Map on your website. So for learning purposes, then it should be fine to just use the free trial. But if you want to use it in your actual website, then it means that after that you need to subscribe to be able to just use it in your website. Yeah, and that's about it. So we go back to our VS Code, and we go to main.js, and we import. We say import star, so it's everything included in the library of Vue. So with a capital V, Vue Google Maps. Like this. And we need to, so it says complains that it's not actually, yeah, we need to install everything, so it's fine. We type it this way, and then what we do is view dot use. So we need to use this, otherwise it's like no point of having it. So here we need two, it has two parts. So just type load. I'm just looking at the other screen to know what to type. So here it's the credential, so everything goes here. It's just the credential that you need to actually get it from your Google account. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then library, here you add the libraries that you need. For now we just need places. It's just our map will be really simple, just markers, which when you zoom in and zoom out, you will see the markers and the places which are around it. So if you want to see other components, it's all written in the Google Map webpage. Yes. If you run it, you see, okay, here's a problem. As expected, do I? Oh, sure, of course. As okay, like this. Terminal. Yeah. So if you run your application using npm run serve, then you will get this error message because you haven't installed it, and then you need to install it. Yeah, you can stop this and install it, or start another command terminal and install Google Maps. So if you install it, then every the library itself, it will be included into node models, and it will show up inside package.json. So yeah, now we run it again. Nothing will happen because we haven't actually added our Google Map tags inside any of the views. So if you go back to our localhost, then you see that nothing is here. Yeah, so we keep it open this way, and now we go to About page and we add our actual Google tabs. To get the key for your Google Map, so you go to Google Map API key, and then inside documentation you will see all the information about your the key, how you use it, and everything, basically all the rules. So you go to credential page, and then inside here there is a tab called credentials, and then you see all your projects here. So if you don't have any project yet, you will see that you will create a new project. So so if you go to this part, create credentials, so you pick from this API key and blah blah blah. So I choose API key, and then you will see there will be an API key generated. If you haven't added your credential, like credit cards and stuff, then you will be asked to do so. And then you'll get the key, and the key will let you use Google Map, basically. Yeah. And inside APIs, as you can see, you can keep track of all the requests that you have used. So I have used 916 requests, so it will be just a few requests are left until I'm done. So I just use them for this tutorial, and that's it. Then it means I will be, yeah, I will need to pay, otherwise I will not be able to use this. So I add everything as an about page, and then I know that it's really confusing to have about page and then the map. So the main point here is to implement the map inside our Vue.js. So this part, which is called about, we can change actually the tags, and also go to our CSS file and change all the tags names also to map, so that it's not confusing. But for now, to just see how map works, so we just add it here. Yeah, my laptop again started boiling, so I should close some tabs maybe. Also Gmap, like this, whatever. Anyhow, Gmap map, and then it's the closing tag, and then we have the same thing. We add it here with a closing tag, like this. So there are so many other parts inside the tag itself. So the specifications, we add them here. There are certain parts like the center, so we say center equals to center, and we will add the center data thing inside our data down here inside. Okay, we will add the scripts down here as well. So center and then zoom, 10 like this. So 10 is a good point because when you add a certain coordinate for center, then it means this zooms exactly at that area that you have added center, and then it's a good one. Then we can play around with zoom like more when we see the actual map I mean. Okay, style. Here is a certain like just scoped style that just applies to the map. Look at this one. So we want it to be 100% with weight. So it means that it will take from this area, and the height we can specify it to something like 100 pixels, 600 pixels. So yeah, Gmap map is here, and right now nothing happens. We haven't seen anything, even though about page is imported inside our home.view, so it's here. What we are missing right now, it's inside app.view. We have this key thing, not app.view, sorry, main.js. So the key is blank right now, so nothing is here. We need to add actually the credential here, otherwise nothing shows up inside our view. So what we can do is you can directly put the numbers or the credentials, which is I mean the key token that you get it from your Google account here, like directly. But if you push the code or like commit it to your GitHub or GitLab, then everybody can use that credential, and that's really not good, because they will be using your requests. You have a limited number of requests to use for Google Maps, so it's better to just have like a local environment variable, so that not variable, but what do you call it, like a file, so that it's just for you. What you do is you create the file called .env, and you add there this thing. You can call it anything, just call it access token or something. I just created view app map. You can remove one of this, it's really too long. View map access token, and then here you paste the access token that you actually get it. And what you're not gonna do is pushing .env file to your repositories. So what you can do is inside gitignore just add this one, .env and .env.this. So we're using this one, so it will avoid pushing this information to your GitHub. Yes. Yeah, and now you come here inside the key, so you call process, not capital, process.env.view, and here you add the name of it. So this was actually capital view underscore app. So you copy the name of the, we didn't call it app, right? We removed it, so we say map access token. Okay, right, like this. So we have actually the key now here, and then it should show up. I should remove this. Now that we have the key inside the env file, so this tag is included inside about.view, and then about.view is inside home.view here. So let's see what happens if we check our homepage. Yeah, so here it's actually the Google map, so it's the content is not loaded yet. Sometimes it takes a while, or sometimes there is a bug or something, but the good news is that we have a box here, so it means it's somehow working. So we need to add geolocation and some other parts to be able to see what's inside our map. So there is another thing that you need to include inside your main.js, which is view geolocation. That means it will be loading all the locations and places that are included inside the Google Map. So we also need to import caps lock import. So it's called, we call it view geolocation. So the libraries, so it's called browser, wait, how was it? Geolocation. We might need to install this one as well if it's not included into the main Google Map library that we installed. So we do that one, and also again we need to use it inside our view. So we use and then brackets, and then you write the name of geolocation like this. Did we call it geolocation? Yeah, we did. View geolocation, not just geolocation, like this. So if it's gray, it means it's not used yet. So what's wrong? L is capital. Yeah, like this. So that would, we have included this, and then let's check what happens. Model not found. Yeah, exactly. So we need to install this as well. Control C and then Control V, run. The good thing about Vue is that when you run it and you have no demand, then it means it will be loading automatically, and then it shows the errors really explicitly. You can basically follow the errors and find out your way, what's next, and so on. So yeah, it means we need to run it again. And now let's see what shows up. Yeah, so we installed geolocation, and now we go back to app.vue and we add a script. It's like this, script. Inside the script, we need to add the data and export and everything, so that we know. I mean, we should tell our component that we are using geolocation. So how does the import look like? So it's a script, and then you have the export default one, and then you add the name of the component, and then inside this you add all the data that are needed to be exported to other components. Map, because the whole thing is about map. No components, because it's a component inside in itself. So map, and then here we need actual geolocation to add some data like center or some other parts to be able to load everything. Just follow along. So we have return brackets, and then okay, I just add not 1,000 something, just add some numbers here randomly. I don't know where we will end up, so let's see. Not dot here, it's a comma. yeah, so we add a center so that we see that the focus actually is on this part. Yeah, let's see. Yes. Now, sorry, something went wrong. This page didn't load Google Maps correctly. See the JavaScript consoles for technical details. Yeah, in this, when you're using with Vue, like you're working with Vue.js, then make sure to check your console here. It's all the time. It's really useful. It shows the errors that does not show up here inside your Vue.js. The VS Code, I mean. So here you see there are two errors and one warning. So uncaught references, bootstrap is not defined as evil. I don't know what that means. Google Maps JavaScript API error, invalid key map error. Oh really? Okay, I will double check that I have inserted the right API. Let's see. We go back here and I check the key that's inside env. So I have added a new env token or the API key, so we should be able to see the map now. Yeah, I opened it inside Safari because it's just Chrome is using lots of energy, so to say. It's just the laptop is burning. I don't know. It's really the noise annoys me a lot. Yeah, basically this is a Google map, so you see that it's everything is working as it should, and it's like a normal Google map wherever we use it. So yeah, we exit, and the size, I know this orange color is really bad and really annoying, and it doesn't fit the Google map thing and like the whole theme. Right now it's fine with the rest of the things, but I really want this part to be white. Inside about page, so we have section, we have div, page section, pg primary. So if it's, I think if we turn this to white, it should be changed. Let's see, we play around with it. Okay. Yes, so now we have the background white and awesome. It looks cool. The size of the map, I mean, it's fine. It could be a bit bigger. Maybe we can change it from here, so we can change the height. The height is fine, I think, but the width, it's yeah, it's 100%, so it's okay. Let's leave it that way right now because we can add markers and stuff. It's just waste of time to play around with this. You can yourself play around with that and see what you get. So for the markers, there is a tag called gmap marker, basically. Surprisingly, yeah. So you select this and then gmap markers. Make sure to include it inside the gmap map marker. So it should be inside it, not inside the tag itself, but inside the body of it. So it's a closing tag here. And inside the gmap marker, we need certain things here, specifications, like there is a key, like a sort of an index to loop through the markers that we have. So with the double quotations, you add index. I don't know, you call it anything, but index is of course an obvious one. So a v-for, which is a function that loops like for loop in normal like JavaScript or Java or Python or anything. It's just for loop. So v-for, which means that we loop through a certain number of markers inside a JSON file or anything that we have right now. So okay, which the language of my keyboard, come on, yeah, it's English, but let's see. So m, which stands for marker index, so it means we give the v-for function these two attributes, and then we say and markers. Right now we don't have any markers, we'll create markers soon. And then we say position, which means that for each of these the indexes inside markers, we will display this position. So the position will be set to that position in the marker. Or what did I say? So the marker is displayed in this position that we are talking about. So it will make more sense when we just add the markers and see. Yeah, this is basically that. So we can add click actually with a method like well, maybe not here, yeah, because not at the moment, because when we want to add functionality to those markers, then we can add functionality and like add click, and you will see like this when you type something add click. Then okay, I will show you in a minute. So yeah, right now we have that one, but we don't have any markers. So we go to our data, return, we have center, and then we add a comma here, and then we add markers to a blank array. Come on, yes, like this. And then the place is also a blank array, this way. Well, we can have actually current place as well, because if we want to show our current place, current location as well. So that's set to no. Yeah, so we have gmap, and right now nothing happens still because it's not, we haven't actually added any data to our markers, so it's blank. It's slow. I think this is where what the hell. Okay, this is the center that we inserted. Yeah, we can add a button actually at the top of it just for illustration for now. Later on it will be this button that takes us to the map, but and adds the markers. So right now, because that's in a different component, we just to make it simpler, we add a button inside the Google Map itself, like this. I mean, about page itself. So let's create a button. A simple button, just like this. We call it add markers, like this. Let's see, where is the button? Yeah, it's a cool, very boring and ugly button. So it's important because we'll be removing that. So inside add button we can click add click, add markers, like this. So we call this method add markers, and no, not what the hell, just a second, sorry about that. I mean, I said add click, but I just typed add and then add markers. So it will be like this. So we have it here, and now it has no functionality yet. It doesn't do anything because we don't have this method yet. So let's go and create the method. So inside view.js, it's always like inside export, you have data, and then you have mounted, you have methods and everything. So you write methods and then a semicolon, and then inside this one you just create all your methods. So curly braces, and your methods will be separated by a comma. So you have right now we have a method called add markers, like this, and then a simple method similar to all other JavaScript code. Okay, if you want to add the current location before we add the markers, then we need to actually add geolocation thing. So let's go ahead and add geolocation before we add markers. So we say geolocate like this, and then semicolon function. So it means this function is just returns the current location, and it's stored inside geolocate variable. Navigate. So navigator dot geolocation like this dot get current position. Come on. So this function actually returns geolocation, and then we can add mounted as well. There is this method mounted, which will be calling or loading all the information from method, and yeah, from method once we run the program. So it will be happening all the time. Geolocate, and then like this. So it means this should be calculated each time we run the program. This close this. Yeah. So when you go back, yeah, when you save this and run it again, and you go back to your home page, then it will be know your location. If you allow this, then it will be loading. Yeah, it means right now we have told the Google Map to load our current location, but we haven't called this method yet. So like we haven't added anything about current location, so it will not actually show up inside our map. So to do that and use the current location inside our map itself, so we can go to template, and then at the top of it, or just somewhere between these two parts, let's see, I added here just at the top of Gmap. We call it Gmap. There is a function called Gmap Autocomplete. So it means when mounted functions and it takes our current location, then this function will be displaying it inside Google Map. So Gmap place changed to set place. So something like set place. We should make another function called set place. So what is set place? So this another function we should call make it because of like another method we need to make to set the place to current location. So we create a method called setPlace, and then this is, we give it an argument called place, and then this is gonna take the current place equals to the place, like this. Let's check our console and see what's wrong. Position is not okay. The first one was actually an error before we implemented map. So this part is developed tool extension for better development experience. I used this extension, but it didn't really work well, so forget about that. Position is not defined. Yeah, okay. As you can see, the error was just the I here, which it wasn't actually loading position, so it's the error is gone, and now like the center is inside in Gothenburg. So now we see that current location is working. So I really don't like this part, but let's work on add marker because this tutorial is really getting long. So now we have current location, and then we inside add marker method we can add marker. Inside add marker we say that's something like this, a simple one, which is really inside all tutorials. That's simple one. So we say current place. So we check that the current place is given or it's calculated or taken from by geolocation. So we say const marker. So we define a marker, and then latitude this dot current location current place dot geometry. Okay, I should read this shit. Okay, geometry dot location. Some boring typing here. So I copy the whole thing and paste it here because it's literally the same thing, but longitude to it. But yeah, don't, this habit is really bad to copy paste. Usually you forget to edit a simple part and then it's really hard to figure out what was wrong. So the const is this, and then after that we have this markers that push. These methods are all predefined, so you don't need to worry about push or yeah, predefined functions simply. Marker, and then after this you add a semicolon, these markers, yeah. So we have this method right now and add markers, and then we have called it here. I think I called it, yeah, add markers inside add click the button. So we want to add markers like somewhere inside a part of the city, Uppsala, and then we add click. So what this does is we should find this. Okay, we take this one and then add markers. Yeah. So what this does is we find this place, because right now our like markers array is empty. So we find this place, we add markers. It means it will be saved inside our markers like temporarily, so to say, and then it's shown here inside yeah, the markers split. So yeah, that's a simple way of adding markers, but our idea is to load markers from JSON file. But before that, let's go and check our errors. What are these? So type error, cannot read properties defined reading location found in map. Okay. Locations. Let's see where we have location. Okay, location is here. Maybe it's because of this part, but yeah, geolocation. So it's actually these two, location, latitude and longitude. So this is because we want actually how to say, so each location will have a latitude and longitude. So we assume that we have inside markers we have a location attribute, and we are calling the latitude and longitude of those two, and we put a value, the value of this position that we just chose, Uppsala. So it will be taken from there, and then it will be saved inside location. So these errors will be gone once we have the JSON file, and our JSON file must have location attribute and then latitude and longitude. So yeah, at this point we have the marker, but it's not ideally the way that we want to have it. So let's see how we do it, like load everything from a JSON file. In the next step, we go to public assets, and then here we create a file, JSON file. So we say registry or something like clinics or dentists, I don't know, whatever you want, just call it something, but .json. So inside this one we create our JSON file. So our main point is to load the locations from clinics.json. So I created clinics.json inside assets, inside public folder, and then added 3 clinics with opening hours and some made up addresses and names. So how many dentists they have and blah blah blah. So longitude, latitude, they're all made up, so I don't know where they will end up. So we have JSONs, and inside about that page we imported this way, import clinic, and then from public assets clinics.json. So import them. So what it does is we it loads through what's called loops through the markers, and these markers are actually the clinics that we will insert. So we should make it in a way that the markers actually take the values from clinics.json. So this clinic is actually this clinics. So if you have something else like students, I don't know, somehow, oh, like schools or restaurants or any attribute, whatever this you write here, so that should be the same as this one. So this imports actually that JSON file. And now we go ahead inside data. So we see markers here. If we go and check here, it says we are looping through the markers. This marker is actually pointing to this marker, which is like an empty array. So, but right now we insert clinics, or we get the value from clinics JSON file, so we don't need actually markers array anymore. So we replace it to clinics. So now it means we are telling the about view that we have an attribute called clinics, and that's like an array of markers, clinics, which will be markers, of course. So this is the clinics, and then we will read it and then turn them or compute them to markers. So what we need is actually we create a method inside compute it, so that it computes the markers for us. And so we say compute, and like this. No, it's called computed actually. Just a second. Better to have it this way, computed, and then inside computed we put the values, the method which is called actually markers. So we say markers like this, and then it returns clinics dot map. So inside this, as an argument or parameter, we give it the attributes that we want to take from clinics. So it's we want name, we want address maybe, and of course coordinates. So later on we can add opening hours if you want the same thing, but to save time we can just right now stick into just name, coordinates, okay, again curly braces, and then inside coordinates we say that it has latitude and longitude as well, latitude and address. Make sure that these are actually similar to what are here. So if they're not equal, then nothing will show up. so it's really tricky. You should check all the time the div tool here to keep track of what are wrong. So if I put like spell them wrong, then they will not show up. Even the map will disappear because there's an error, and that's really Google Map is generally, like, Vue is really sensitive with these types of error, and that's really sad that we cannot see the errors inside terminal, inside VS Code. So it means you need to figure it out yourself using div tool errors. So we have this one. At this point, what we do is we go address. So this part is over. We have the arguments right now, and then inside this we point it to some value like this. So we specify here the styles, or basically the styles that we want the attributes to have. For name, we will have, so the name should be called name, and then its color should be anything that you want. So I want it to be somehow gray, not like really close to black. So you will see how it looks like. Font size, if you want to have it big, so make sure this is capital. So we say somehow like 10 pixels, and then after name there is we can add some an attribute address with double D, of course, position, so let's short it for LNG. So this longitude, the second one is this one, but this one is the one that we will use when displaying the labels on our map. Not latitude, like this, and that's it, I think. Okay, we don't want to have the opening hours for now. If you want, you just add the opening hours here as well and here as well, so both parts. Still there is an error, and it says missing semicolons. Oh, I think I added returns, not return. Yeah. And then what's again methods? Yeah, at this point, of course, there is a comma here. Yeah, now it's working, but let's see. Yeah, the map is gone, which means there is something wrong. So this markers, where is it? Computed markers, and then let's double check that everything looks fine. Okay, we go to div tool and see what's there. View, developer tools. Okay, a bunch of errors here. Cannot read properties of undefined reading longitude. What's wrong with longitude? Longitude. Oh, come on. Oh, this coordinates, not like this. You see, it's really sensitive. It was just an ASOS. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Okay, so we have the myths. Yeah, we have the markers here. Awesome. They're somewhere in a, oh my god, a bad location, not in a city, which is really bad. Oh my god, that's not good. Okay, these are the clinics which are somewhere out of the city. Some dull doctors, dentists have decided to have their clinics here. But yeah, okay, that's really funny. So we have those markers right now, which is really cool, and they do nothing at the moment. It's just, let's close this. This tutorial is getting long actually. Okay, I will break this into 2 tutorials. So we add the descriptions in a short tutorial in the next one maybe. The description to see, like when you scroll on it, or when you click the markers, then you should see something, and they will be in the next video. I hope this was clear. It was really a long one, so to wrap up everything, you basically use gmap marker, and these 2 buttons will need, we don't need them anymore because it was just for illustration in the at the beginning of the video, because we wanted to add markers when we were clicking to a marker. So this one can stay for now. Yeah, if you don't want that one, even we can remove this one, so it's all be gone. Yeah, okay, we don't want that geolocation thing. So inside exports you have the data. You need to tell every attribute that you have, you need to introduce them here, and then inside mounted you put all the methods which need to be loaded each time you load the page without clicking anything, or just automatically. So this will go here. Inside computed also there will be the methods which need to compute, or like, yeah, it's mostly computation. So this is like the logic where it converts the JSON, like the data from JSON file to markers. So that's why it needs to be inside computed. So inside methods we add methods which need to be added inside our template, like at click, double click, there are like hover, mouse over methods. So all of them will go to methods. So simple as that. We need a simple other method inside methods to add the descriptions, but that simple thing also will be a bit time consuming, so let's put it for the next tutorial. Thank you for watching, and if you have a question, just leave it in the comment section, and please like my videos if you like them, or if you just find them a little bit useful. It will support my channel, and you know, when you're just starting your channel, it's really helpful, which motivates me more to like make more contents. Thank you so much. Bye bye.